to day number 2 of the Let's Get Creative challenge, where I make something every day for the 30 days of November. So yesterday I made a Grinch inspired door hanger sign, and today I thought I would work on something similar since I already have all of my materials from yesterday. So I'm here with my 2-year-old as normal, and it is a fall day, so the gardeners are outside with the leaf blower, so you might hear a little rumble in the background. But I just wanted to keep these particular videos really raw and real and just show you, what it looks like to really work in my studio so you can maybe understand in your own circumstances. It's not always perfect. We don't always have the exact setup you might dream of to be creative, but all you really need is to set aside the time and have a few art materials around. So that's what I do. So you might hear my 2-year-old, you might hear the leaf blower. But what I wanted to show you was this Santa cutout that I was working on. Now, it looks like it's close to being finished, and in some ways it is, but I just don't like it. I was going for this like cartoon kind of look, and I have repainted this twice. It's just not working. I covered over this beard a couple of times. It's not the look I wanted for this particular project. So what I figured was I'm just gonna turn it over, start fresh, and you can follow along with me. So I'm gonna put you on time lapse because it can be kind of long and laborious to see me do all the little detail work, but I'll just show you what I'm using so that if you wanna do something similar, you know exactly what the materials are. So this is actually floor underlayment that I bought at Lowe's. It is a 1/4 inch thick, and it's easy to find across the country if you want to cut out your own sign and that looks similar. It's when I actually make signs for customers, I use white birch plywood, which is a little bit of a higher grade of more expensive looking product. But when I'm doing samples for my website, I use the underlayment because it's about half the price, and I can paint it and take a photo, and then when someone actually buys a sign from me, they're gonna get the nicer wood. But for your own hobby projects, this is a really inexpensive and easy wood to work with. So I'm gonna put you on time lapse, and you can watch how I paint this painting, and hopefully this is not gonna be another fail.
I'm putting down a base coat of white paint. I used white acrylic tube paint that I mixed with a pouring medium of PVA glue. I did it this way to extend the dry time and to minimize brush strokes. So it dried nice and flat, and any area that I thought was a little bit raised, I just sanded before I moved on to the next step. You don't have to use a pouring medium for this project, but I used Elmer's Glue Wall, which is a PVA glue, not to be confused with Elmer's School Glue. I mixed it about half and half with my colors. This extends the dry time, it minimizes brush strokes, and also if I wanted it thicker, I could have a little bit of a tooth to the paint, which I did as I was blocking in the white. I wanted the white of the hat and the white of the beard to be a little bit more chunky, to have a little bit more of a texture to it. And it's very easy to clean up with the PVA glue. It doesn't make it, there's no smell, and you just have to make sure you clean your brushes well so that you don't glue your brushes shut. With this project, I wanted to be sure that the red was a real strong, solid red. So that's why I made sure I had a base coat, and then I really took my time blocking in the red so that you didn't see any little empty spots throughout it or it didn't look consistent. I had the idea to use an icy light blue to give that cold, frosty look to all the white in the hat and in the beard, and just give a little bit more dimension so that it wasn't just black and white and red. I have a brush that I cut down so that it is as small as I could get it, really tight bristles. And that way I can do those edging lines without the brush flopping around. It's just been a very convenient brush for me to use. As I did with my Grinch project yesterday, I'm edging the entire sign out in black. In general, if you're not a great artist, lining things in black is very forgiving, and you can get away with smudging the details out just by putting a nice, firm, confident black line around everything. So that's what I'm doing, just edging everything out in black, giving it that real cartoon outline. I didn't show you at the beginning of this video, but the big circle in the middle is there to have a initial, a monogram in the center of it. But because I turned the Santa over, the initial was backwards. So I actually cut it out of the original circle and I have it put to the side. I'll show it to you at the end. I made one lighter value of blue and just added a few little details around the hat and the beard. I want to keep it simple. All right, so I think I'm going to call it a day here. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put more details or if I just wanted to leave it as is, really simple. I definitely didn't want it to be busy like the original on the back. So I had a little bit of extra blue to give that frosty look to his beard. But I think this is one of those times where I have to walk away, and then if tomorrow I feel like there should be more detail, I'll put more detail. But the final touch for this is there is a letter that goes in the center for the last name of the family who's going to be getting this. And it was actually on the other side, and I had to cut it out. It would have been attached. I had to cut it out since I turned Santa over, and I'll glue it so that it stays in place before I give it. But I think it's pretty nice. I mean, I'm pleased overall. I think it has some nice qualities. I think the family who are going to receive it when I do decide that it's 100% finished are going to enjoy it. So tell me what you think in the comments. It's pretty late and my 2-year-old is in bed, and I think it's time for me to head off, do something else for today, finish up my day. So I'm proud of myself. Day 2 on my Get Creative Challenge. Tomorrow I'll probably do something else. I'm kind of done with working on signs for now. So I'll see you tomorrow, and that's me signing off, Sarita Laroche. You can always find me at saritalaroche.com, and I encourage you to make a beautiful mess.